G'day everyone, it's Alan here from Fishing Mad. Now it's usually this time of year that I'm starting to gear up for the coming snapper season. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step guide on how to create your own DIY snapper rigs. And the good news is, they're really quick to make and very easy to learn. So let's get started. Now this rig is called either a Snell or a snood rig, and it's absolutely perfect when bait fishing with a full pilchard, a full silver whiting, a squid head or other big baits. Now the good thing about this rig is you only need a handful of items. So you will need a pair of scissors or cutters. You're going to need some quality trace. So I've got there 50-pound black magic trace. Now you can use 40-pound, you can use 60-pound. It is purely a personal preference. You will need 2 chemically sharpened hooks, so either size 5 or size 6. So I've got size 5 big red mustard hooks there, which are perfect for this type of rig. You're also going to need 1 Lumo band, which will be used for a bit of an attractant and also to stop your rig from getting tangled up. You'll need 1 sinker. Now you can see I've got a whole range of ball sinkers in different sizes, and it all depends on the current and tidal flow of the system that you're fishing. So I typically fish in Port Phillip Bay, which is a very gentle current. So I will be fishing usually with a sinker no bigger than a pea. But if you're fishing in areas with stronger currents and tidal flows, then you may want to move up the scale and use something like that. And then all we do is we finish this rig with a quality barrel swivel like that. That's appropriate for using either 40, 50 or 60-pound line. Okay, let's put this rig together. So the first step is to grab your trace, and what we want to do is we want to cut a length which is probably about 1 meter to 1.5 meters. And I know if I use my full arm width, that's about the perfect size. So if I grab that and I do about that, and then I'm going to grab my cutters and I'm just going to cut that off there. So grab your size 5 or size hook, then grab your 50-pound trace, and we're just going to thread that through the eye of the hook, and then we're just going to double that up about that much so it's nice and easy to work with. Now we're simply going to tie that up using either a blood knot or a uni knot. So I'm just going to use a uni knot because I find it easier to work with when you're using line that's this heavy. So all we do is we're just going to create a circle. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to feed this tag line through the circle 8 times. So if we go 1, okay, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So that now looks like that. And what we're going to do is before we tighten it up, we're just going to wet that just to make sure that it doesn't burn or abrade when we tighten it up. And then put the tag in your mouth. And we're just going to tighten. Okay, make sure that's really nice and strong and tight. Okay, and you can see that is a perfect knot there. Okay, and then grab your scissors and just trim away that excess tag. And you're left with that, which is absolutely perfect and super strong. And you'll find the more you pull on that, the stronger that knot will actually become. All right, so next what we're going to do is we're going to grab our second hook. So if I grab one from here, and then what we're going to do this time is we're going to grab the top end of this leader line and we're going to thread that through the eye of the hook. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slide that all the way down. Now what I try and do is I try and have a length of about 10 centimeters between the first hook and this second hook. I just find that that's a really nice length when you're using a full pilchard or a full silver whiting. So making sure that this line is running on the back of that hook all we're going to do is grab your line and we're going to wrap it around the back of the hook about 15 times until it kind of matches the point of the hook. So if we grab that line, okay, and then we just go behind the eye and then we're going to wrap that around, I said roughly about 15 times. Then you can see that's pretty much exactly in line with the point of the hook. Now, alright, so just pinching that there like now, we can see that's really nice and tight. And all we're going to do is grab the top of our trice line and just feed that through the top of the eye of the hook. Okay, like so. And then just feed that through all the way. Okay, and then just make sure that you check that that's nice and tight. Okay, really pull on that, make sure it's not going to go anywhere. And you can see, look at that already. So that is really, really nice and neat. So you've got your first hook here with a uni knot, and then you've got your second snelled hook there, which isn't actually tied on. It's just the way that we've threaded that through. So all we do now is we grab our Lumo bead. We use these for two reasons. One is for a little bit of attractant because these do glow in the dark. And the second is it does stop your rig from tangling up. So all we do is we just thread that through like so. And then wind that down all the way so that now sits on top of your rig like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our small ball sinker. So here's my tiny little ball sinker. And again, we're just going to feed that through. Okay. Now look at that for a rig. That is perfect and that is really, really strong. And the only thing left to do is just to attach the barrel swivel to the very end of this trace line. So if we grab our really strong barrel swivel, and again, all we're going to do is a uni knot here. So I'm just going to thread that through. Okay. Bring it through about the same amount, and like we did for the first hook, we're just going to do a little circle, okay, and then we're going to wrap that through about 8 times, okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then that will look like that. Again, just lubricate that so it doesn't burn or abrade. Grow that in your mouth and tighten. Okay, and you can tighten that as hard as you possibly can. And then, again, trim that tag end away. Not right to the end, just leave a little bit. Okay. And that's our first rig, which is really, really simple. So there you go. We have a barrel swivel, which has about 80 or 90 centimeters of trace, which then goes down towards a small ball sinker, to a Lumo bead, to our first snelled hook, and then to our hook, final hook, which has got a uni knot on it. And that is an incredibly strong and reliable snapper rig that will serve you really, really well, especially if you're fishing local areas such as Port Phillip Bay or Western Port. Now, if you're planning to fish with, say, half a pilchard and you wanted a slightly smaller and easier rig, then there's a really easy variation to what we've just done. So all you will need, again, is about an arm's length, again, of trace. You'll need only one size 5 or size 6 hook. Again, you'll need a Lumo bead, a small ball sinker, and a barrel swivel. So let's put this one together nice and quickly. So again, we're going to do about an arm's length of trace. Okay, we're going to cut that. Okay, exactly like we did in the last rig, all we're going to do is thread the trace through the eye of the hook and then do a simple uni knot with 8 turns. Okay, so create yourself a little circle, okay, and then thread that through 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, before you pull that tight, just lubricate that so it doesn't burn. Hold that nice and tight. Okay, now I've got a perfect uni knot there, so trim away that tag. Okay, then all you're going to do at the end of your trace is put on your Lumo beads. Thread that onto the line. Okay, then do exactly the same with your small ball sinker. Just thread that through. Okay, and then now, okay, so that is a beautiful and simple rig for a half a pilchard or a small strip of squid. And then all we're going to do is we're going to put our barrel swivel on the end on the other side using a uni knot like we did exactly on the last rig. So again, thread that through, give yourself ample sort of room doubled up. Okay, create a circle, thread that through that circle again 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, before you tighten it again, give it a quick bit of spit, hold it with your mouth and tighten. And again, you're going to see that is just a perfect knot there. Trim away that tag. Okay, and look at that. Here is our second rig, which is such a simple rig to make, but so effective. So you've got a swivel, which has your 80 or so centimeters of 50-pound trace, to a small ball sinker, a Lumo bead, and to a hook which is attached by a really strong uni knot. So both those rigs there are absolutely dynamite and will serve you really, really well when you're targeting local snapper for this coming snapper season. Guys, as always, I hope you've enjoyed this tip. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment. And until next time, good fishing, everyone.